the Connect. Oh, okay. Either the Connect was good, man. The music is hot, yo. We gotta get you on the radio. But yo, I'm gonna come and see you, you know what I'm saying? Videotape it as well. Shout out to Dan that's behind me. DJ Destiny right here. This stuff is fire. Brooklyn! Snaz Cam.
Just there.
Look at that stand right there, Dan. You have to order that for you. What's going on to everybody that's tuned in? You know what I'm saying? On Destiny's, what's this, Facebook, IG? Shout out to everybody that's on Facebook right now. You're tuned into the We Get Hype show. Ozzy Hype, DJ Destiny, Dan, Snaz Cam is in the building. Visiting, doing this thing. Shout out to Taj.
Check out that Waka for my boy Ethan the Connect. You heard?
Right.
You heard?
He's doing big things, yo, Snaz Cam, you know what I mean? Anyway, keep it locked. We're discussing so many different things. And let me just leave you with something. Communication is key. Yo, shut up. That's Ether. Oh, yo, that's the one with the Waka one? Yo, this stuff is hot, yo. Hot! Hot! Brooklyn! Oh, yo, make sure we make that big money. Yo, save your money. Don't go crazy. I'm telling you. I want to see some businesses. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in on Snaz Cam. We here, about to bug out. That's how we do. Shout out to Flex in Brooklyn, Flex Entertainment, all my past dancers.
What up, DJ Drop?
We drop was good. You know what I mean? Now all the hot music, 90s, right?
Yeah.
Come on. Shout out to my recipes, my boy Pretty Rick, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Village Spy, you know what I mean? Brooklyn! Love Brooklyn!
Hey.
Taj in the building. So y'all, we're gonna be taking some pictures. Yo, let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna come in with y'all on Snaz Cam right now. And a lot of people hating on, I'm not gonna use that word for a lot of people. I ain't gonna say that. Just wanted to. The thing about it is, yo, we do stuff for free for the community. You know what I'm saying? Promote it. And we're not asking for no money, no nothing. Because it's about talent. But we working hard too to try to build the platform properly. You understand what I'm saying? We're gonna work hard to build a platform. The team is great. So just look out for us. But we here for all of y'all, seriously. Ain't no money, no nothing. Just your talent. Just give us your talent. And let's see. You know what I mean? But we working hard too, because we gotta build that platform. You know, we wanna be just as big as Hot 97, Power 105, all that stuff, you know? Taj, what's going on? Yeah, good. Glad to see you. Woo! Yo. Yo. I'm proud of Brooklyn, yo. You got the Ether, you have the Boom. Shout out to my dude Fresher. I'm Brooklyn Cats, man. I'm very, very proud of y'all, man. Keep it up, but I don't want y'all to be, when y'all get in the clubs, I don't want y'all to be starting no drama with each other. Y'all gotta put Brooklyn on that worldwide. You know what I'm saying? That's how we used to do with Flex Entertainment, Flex in Brooklyn, for those that used to watch them, cat and all that stuff, but y'all gotta work it. And we're together, so I don't want to hear no drama.
You gotta make a trip. Well, I gotta make a trip.
Like great music.
Drop some facts.
Drop! Yo, shout out to all the DJs. No hating on the DJs. Yo, y'all still, yo, you see Destiny right here? Hold on. DJ Destiny. Yo, you know what she complained about every time? Y'all still doing that in the clubs, of course. Somebody always trying to beat out tunes so the next DJ don't try to break it down. Y'all gotta start working together, man. So the pot is just, come on, man. Y'all DJs gotta definitely work together. Start the cut, the broke stuff.
That's right.
He drops it immediately wanted to start fight for me to step on the shoes.
That's a lot of stuff we gotta try to correct.
Yes.
Yo, Jock, you gotta come through, man. Jock, come through.
Yeah.
Look at Taj, you got Dan, the whole India hype. Let me tell you something. I failed my test, so I'm on another level right now. I'm tight, and I study hard after this test, so my energy is off the roof, because now I gotta stop playing, so I'm keeping it real. So, like I said, shout out to all the artists on there. Snaz Cam, definitely doing big time on the street. Definitely doing big. Anyway, yo, we got some stuff that we're gonna be talking about, some topics or whatever. So just stay tuned to that. Yo, Job know about Ether? You know the Job know about the Ether?
Yo, DJ Drop, you know about Ether?
Yo, man, you support that Waka. That kid is on fire in Brooklyn, man. Support him, man.
He said he definitely gonna come through one of these days.
Dan, you online?
Yeah.
Hope everybody, I'm back on vacation, Virginia. You know, I'm back. Y'all keeping it positive out there? Very positive. Get involved in your community. That's the number one thing. Get involved in your community. And support each other too. Support the local businesses. Support them. So coming up real soon, in October, it's definitely going there. First of all, we're taking pictures today, so y'all gonna be able to see the flyer that's gonna be coming out. You're gonna see the bandana that we're gonna be putting out on the street. The first concert that we're gonna do, still tighten it up, is Showtime IQ that we're playing right now. And let me tell you something about Showtime. Showtime is a school teacher. He got promoted to a dean. He works in a charter school. He specializes in math, but he just got promoted to dean. He's in his 20s, like 26, 27. So he does clean hip hop. His other partner, IQ, who we playing right now, he works in the school also. So it's something for the kids that we want to do in Far Rockaway. We're looking to do it at Dread Surfer. I think it's something real positive, something different, so kids can see a different light. You know, but like I said, he's a teacher, he's a dean in a charter school. So definitely look out for that. It's gonna come through. So we get hyped. We get hyped family. Dan, Taj, DJ Destiny, Ozzy. We're here. Shout out to Snaz Cam that's in the building right now.
What up? What up, Snaz?
Yeah, so we got to be balanced in life. We have to definitely be balanced in life. Also pay attention to the elections, whether you vote for a Republican or Democrat, just make sure, vote. I'm just going to tell you that. Just vote. Whether Democrat or Republican, vote. Pay attention to what's going on in your own community too. It's a lot of things that's going on that y'all don't know. So get involved. Community board, police community council, get involved.
Show the world we're here. I see the face, they look my way. Time to get paid, no more broke days. Now my sky is blue, advise that you come catch this wave.
always him, man. DJ Destiny, come back one more time. KD, shout out to KD. Fireworks. This is the artist that I missed when I was on vacation in Virginia. Shout out to KD doing the big things. That's the next one we're going to have on the show next. And Far Rockaway. I know Dan was talking highly about him too. Need to get him on that show also. So shout out to everybody that's on the outside. We get hype. Come again, DJ Destiny. Come again, DJ Destiny. We getting hype right now. Your boy Ozzy Hype is on the 1s and 2s with Destiny.
Hey.
My level's going real high right here. Come on.
Somebody played around with all the settings before I got in here too. So I had to like reset everything.
I be going fast, already I got 12 over years. I just wanna buy one and get it. When niggas die, we'll tell. Rocky gods.
That's me wrong too.
I stopped there. Shout out to Eat to the Connect, you know what I'm saying? Waka. Out here, 90s, Brooklyn.
I be going fast, already I got 12 over years. I just caught a body, put a nigga in the grass. They want me to say sorry with some jail time at that. I ain't going back. Going back to acting up the having pains in my stomach on my jeans. They be funny, got the rave, it ain't nothing, shoot his praise. If he bugging, my name is
It's not? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did it work now?
Sure has, sure.
Right. I thought you could. Is there a button or something you can? That would. There's one more, yeah. It'll barely fit, but it'll work.
Here we go again, huh?
It's go time.
What's up? Hey, look. I go by the name of Far Rock Mills, right?
Project Sound.
I'm from a little country called Far Rock, America. We just come to party, you know what I mean? For the contrary, I want you to know about this.
Let's go.
Hey, look. Far Rock, America. This shit is different now. Don't get caught slipping now. These niggas is tripping now. Far Rock, America. They blooding, they crippin' now. Show off how you living now. And they gon' come get you now. It's Far Rock, America. Ain't no place to listen. Us rappers, they killing us. When the people start killing us. Far Rock, America. Ain't shit but chaos and hysteria. So the people that's united and divided, that's the shit that's scary. Niggas get blind, only concerned with the whole business with their real ways. We done came a long way. People making paper, that's what racks do. Made our own holidays. Shout out chicks, trying to stack money for the real niggas in the jail. The last of us in the rat jar. My life's like a movie character. Plays real, I can never act right. Out of town, it's busy niggas all about a sunny day and a nice beat. My advice, don't get caught slipping on the wrong day on the right street. Cause please, this is Far Rock, America. This shit is different now. Don't get caught slipping now. These niggas is tripping now. Far Rock, America. They blooding, they crippin' now. Show off how you living now. And they gon' come get you now. It's Far Rock, America. All my ladies are us. Us rappers, they killing us. When the people start feeling us. Far Rock, America. This shit is different now. Don't get caught slipping now. These niggas is tripping now.
Big up to everybody that's on the outside right now. Yeah, we in the building right here. It's all about the We Get Hype. Right now it's Ozzy Hype. You got DJ Destiny on the ones and twos doing her thing. Got Dan in the building. Got Taj in the building. We got a guest also, Snaz Cam. He's part of the family as usual. You know what I mean? Can you adjust my levels up there? Thank you very much. My voice is loud. Let me just turn my mic down real quick. Shout out to everybody that's listening to We Get Hype on the Beatbox Radio. I'm back. I've been away for 2 Sundays. The We Get Hype family been holding it down, doing some great things. Shout out to what is that?
KD.
KD. Definitely doing his thing, man. What was the other guest that we had?
We had Reese.
Reese. Yeah, he definitely was doing his thing also. You know what I mean? I caught a little glimpse while I was on the road. You know? So, it's a lot of things that's going on in the news, as usual. First of all, we got the Meek Mills. He just signed a deal, a partnership, I should say, with Jay-Z. All right? For Dream Chaser. So that's kind of interesting. So Jay-Z got another piece of cake. You know what I mean? I mean, it could be, you know, it could go either way. He could make it. You know, it could be a good deal, it could be a bad deal. But congratulations to Meek Mill. I think that's a great move. It was very interesting that he did that because I figured that I know he had other offers, that he had other offers. I was curious to find out who was the other offers.
So-
but I'm pretty sure it was.
So I think it goes back to something that happened earlier this week. I don't know if you guys watch Drink Champs at all, but Nas was on with Nori, and they basically talked about just how who exactly like came up to Nas and approached him about the lost tapes and like the collaborations and different works and stuff like that, and Prince was one of them.
Right.
And I thought it was really interesting because the whole thing with Prince was he wanted only to work with somebody who owned his masters.
Right, I saw that.
And that was something really interesting to me because Jay-Z is somebody that's what he's all about right now. I think that people really don't understand like the history of like the music industry and just how far back like people, these labels, these industry executives, they all want a piece of the pie, and so they use masters as a way to get into it, but it's really your work and your art, but they'll have like legal mumbo jumbo that takes a piece of it. So it's like they haven't done anything, to deserve or earn this, cut of artwork. But, the fact that they signed them or something is sufficient. So sometimes it's a little.
So you're saying that's why Meek went with Jay-Z?
I'm
just curious why he didn't go with.
I
think
that has a part of it. I think that has a
owning the
part
masters.
having ownership of what you made. Yeah.
What the question is, now that Meek Mill is in that seat, the question is he going to allow the artists to own their masters? That's the question. I mean,
Is Jay-Z? I think Jay-Z's been like doing that on the low like this entire time. Tidal and the funny thing about Prince is that I remember going back, Prince had an interview about why he wanted to put all his music on Tidal in the first place, and he said it was because of the he thought it was the new wave. You know what I mean? Like he thought it was going to be the next wave. This was, I guess, before I guess Spotify also blew up, but his whole thing was definitely taking more ownership. And if you remember, there was lawsuits and all this other mumbo jumbo that happened with him in Minnesota. They like sued Warner Brothers, sued or something. I forget if it was for a piece of Paisley Park or what it was exactly, but they sued for part of ownership of his studio. And it's, Prince he came out the other end of the legal battle, and he saw what kind of, circus he had to go through in order to get out of his, contracts and out of his, negotiations and stuff. And where
the question is Jay-Z, Meek Mill going to allow the artists, being that they have this new venture together?
I think so. I think they will.
That's the question.
I think that they will. I think that they will. I think we saw it with Nipsey Hussle. I think this has become a big move for artists everywhere.
That right there is a big move, and Nas, he made a great point. What Prince did tell him, like, do you own your masters? So that stopped him in his track right there. So, and remember, Prince even went through it where he didn't even use the Prince name.
Right.
He just went as the artist. So that's good. You know what I mean? For a lot of the artists that's out there today, I understand it's kind of hard, when you don't have any money and you have to you want to try to pursue your dream. So you try to take that, that next step as far as selling your soul to the devil, as they say, and sign that contract where you don't own. What's that deal called? 360?
360 deal,
The
yeah.
360 deal, yeah. That's kind of crazy.
Gotta be careful with that one.
Yeah, when you do shows, they could get money from your shows and stuff like that.
I mean, it could be beneficial if you look at the people on Saturday Night Live. It's definitely benefiting them. Like I assume they have 360 deals just because of the fact that like I constantly turn on the television and they're in a different commercial all the time, and I'm thinking, they must have signed something where they're like, oh, now I'm going to do this commercial, this commercial, this commercial.
Yeah, that's like what you call upfront money. You want residual money.
Right.
You want longevity money. And, years from now, everybody think of now, but nobody thinks of the future. I was just, Snaz Cam is in the building. I was just talking on this Instagram, to the people on this Instagram, and I said, because you have artists as Ether. You know what I mean? Shout out to him in Brooklyn representing. He's coming up. You got the Woo. You got the real. I mean, you got Papa Smoke. You know, he's doing
Papa
his thing in Brooklyn. You know, so I was just saying on his Instagram that, you know, when you start making this money, start investing. You know what I mean? Don't be so quick to, you know, be spending your money on jewelry and cars. You know, try to build up a future for yourself for the future. You know, whether it's businesses or whatever, or stock or whatever you want to put your money in that's going to kind of propel you in the future. Because, you know, we always think of now. You know what I mean? We're never about the future. You know what I mean?
Everything now.
Yeah.
Don't think about what could happen to you later on in life. You know what I'm saying? You get sick or something.
No doubt.
Everybody want this and want that now. I don't care about material things.
So shout out to Snaz Cam. That's him talking right now. You know what I mean? Doing big things.
Brooklyn 90s.
There you go. Representing on the street. So Snaz, just let everybody know he gets a lot of behind the scene footage on the street of the hip hop artists, R&B artists. He always pushed an artist named Her.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And she just got an award on BET.
Yeah.
He always pushed her.
She's amazing.
Yeah, he was
Shamel Huge. My boy Shamel Huge.
He engineered her. Yeah. He has a plaque. You know what I mean? Snaz always show. We gonna get him on the show. You know?
Definitely. We got it.
Engineer her. Got the plaque.
No doubt.
No, definitely gotta get him on.
He gets all the exclusive footage on the street. No matter, he be on the street. So I'm learning from him. He was learning from me. I'm learning from him.
Vice versa.
You know what I mean?
So Flex for years. I mean Ozzy for years from Flex Entertainment.
Yeah, no doubt. So you know what I mean? Brooklyn is on the master. Shout out to everybody that's in Brooklyn. Yeah. Next on the news, I just wanted to just touch up also Tyler the Creator. Look at Dan laughing. Taj, you heard anything about Tyler the Creator? You know Tyler the Creator?
Oh my
God. You don't know Tyler?
Yo,
Tyler.
She must have find out.
Well, you gotta find out. So he was on Fun Master Flex show. You know what I mean? So he shot the internet. Because that's the dude that just, he don't care. He could express himself. And he had his reason, I guess, for doing it. But it just had me dying in laughter.
I think nobody was more shocked than Flex in that whole thing.
He was shocked. He didn't even know what to say. You know what I'm saying? Well, like, what would you say if somebody came to the studio and started, rhyming like that and looking at you, Dan? You know what I mean?
Come on, Dan.
I'd be uncomfortable for at least a good minute.
Talking about. You know what? In fact, for those that don't know what I'm talking about, let's go to the audio on that DJ Destiny. Let's go to that audio.
Hey, it's Tyler.
It's good.
Wolf Haley. Got Tooth T.
I want y'all to listen to this.
Living Head Enzo. Lil Bunny Hop. Ace the Creator. Ernest Haley.
Tyler the Creator on Fun Master Flex on Hot 97.
Flow. Free Rakim, that's my guy. Ayo, Free Rakim, I might fly to Sweden to free him. Okay, I'm freestyle. I said, Free Rakim, I might fly to Sweden to free him. Braid my wig, ASAP tat on my ribs, switch with him. Then I can fuck all the sweet men that I wanna. Actually, I'm gonna heat it up real quick, motherfucker, I'm LeBron. Listen, Flex, we just met, but I know it don't seem like all Kelly wet dreams. I always keep 16s, nigga. Me and Flex looking in the index for buff net niggas just for some hot butt sex.
Here it is.
So Flex, what made you go with that verse? What made you go with that? What made you?
I got a little cousin. When I die, he'll probably take my estate. I always tell him be yourself and always strive to be great. My mama a dealer, her son crack, nigga. What's that, nigga? Facts, nigga. Why when they mention black businesses, they never mention me? Dog, I don't know, please see me. Cause if they talking M's, golf did 17 and 18, motherfucker. And that's just one season, Stocks that I own. How much stocks do I own? All of it, the whole bird. That's my broth in the bowl, nigga. topic, Flex. I can't.
Destiny's trying so hard not to laugh right now.
Zoom, zoom, sweeping niggas inching like a broom, broom. Yeah, man, you know what it is. Don't even look at my engine, bitch. You can't afford this. That's that motherfucking McLaren. It's 500 made. Got the fucking window tinted cause I needed the shade. And that E30 Beamer that you ain't seen since you was a teener back in 91 when they was doing EMP&D at the arena. Macarena, Hana, Jana, Shada, Raider, Ada. I'm back from LA with Mexicans, they love the Raiders. But I don't watch football. I just watch the Crooks ball with them fucking 8 balls selling inside the hall of the high school. I was not cool. Niggas thought that I was weird and shit. They kept they space, but it's cool cause now I got they amazing grace, nigga. How many M's? It don't matter how much I make. Just know what it is when you see face the gap tooth nigga, the big ears, and them shoes you ain't seen yet. And yes, if you like them, nigga, I did design it, nigga. How many figures Congress give me for that? Well, I don't know, but out in Bel Air, I just copped a new flat and the flat top on the top of the hat, the one with the G. The store did a couple M's this week. Stop talking to me, dog. Niggas playing around. This is right off the top. This is right off the cock. Me and Flex gon' go around the block and he gon' get it.
He always lifts up in there too. A little aggressive, right? A little aggressive. You always get something that's a little aggressive. Where you make your ear and your eyebrows go up.
Okay. Listen. They bringing up my past, I don't hide it. Gobbling out now, bitch, buy it. Looking for them tweets, bitch, find it. The cancel couch is fake and I recline it. Man, I just don't know. Niggas try to come for me, dog. They confidence low, dog. What's going on? I don't got much else to say, so I'ma end this shit. Cause I got a little date with this dude real quick. We gon' go probably get some ice cream and do, oh, wait a minute. He just got off his damn last shift. And he said that his mama can't do the dishes. So he gotta go help her. So I'ma go and weep and go look for someone on Yelp. But that's not a dating app. So what you use, Tinder, Grindr? Get with all your niggas and get right behind them. What you gon' do, be like your DM and slide them?
There it is. Destiny's laughing. He's trying not to.
No, there's no emoji. I ain't sending emoji. Wait a minute.
Now, Flex, why are you lying? Why you trying to play me like Shane and 50 Cent when he was dying drunk just to get it, I spit it, I read it, did it, and did it, you it, I kiss it, nigga. Scooby-Doo, me and Flex was telling her watching Scooby Snacks. He said he wanted my boobies. I said I don't got them. He said whatever, nigga, I rock him. We talk about him. I can rock him. Talk and knock him. He don't eat pork. I thought this nigga was a Salam Alaikum. Y'all niggas crazy when he called me. I was at the lake, bruh.
Be clear.
In Tahoe, I know, nigga, that's how I go. Igor, niggas worshiping Igor. Niggas be worshiping, they fucking hands is kissing and they knees sore. Free Rakim, and I'm screaming that until they free him. We clear, whatever I gotta do. I go get the cheddar, and I don't even like pizza, but whatever, more the better, nigga. My ex bitch is wetter, nigga. Nah, she dry as fuck. She like the canyon. My niggas in Laurel Canyon. All these white kids, they got the fandom. They think that I'm funny because I'm random. We could be together like a tandem. Man, it's weird as fuck. I keep flirting with Flex and he ain't trying to fuck. Now I'm confused. I just think that he hate me. I thought I came here so he bait me. He talking about a freestyle. Nigga, fuck rap. Fuck that. I was trying to take him back and take off that hat. We could be like, wah, on the list. That's weird as fuck, man. I'm talking about dick. Pause. Say, when you back in New York, I'm trying to give away a bike. Maybe we should get some dinner at night, nigga.
Chow, Mr. Chow.
Fucking lying.
Mr. Chow. Mr. Chow, we there.
Look, man, say less. It's your boy T-Man. All my niggas vegan. No, that's fucking weird, though. They be eating meat, though. But I don't mean it in the pause way. I mean the homo. Glitter on my nails, glitter on my neck. Niggas bitter as hell. This shit don't sell. I'm doing so well. Man, they really hate to see me win, especially cause the gap tooth and I'm dark skinned, but my shit clearer than that ball from Space Jam. I'm that man. See them diamonds on my hand while I'm my talking material shit. I don't even care, but I'm just freestyling this bitch, man. Niggas ain't mad, they look. Y'all crooks, me and Jay was just talking about books. I'll probably build a building in the next 2 years. You wanna come? Nah, Flex, you wanna come?
You baited me for it, right? You baited me for it. I didn't see that when he called me off guard. He got me. You know what it is, talented.
So that was 4 or 5 days ago. Tyler the Creator, he put that freestyle on Flex. It was crazy. The internet was going crazy. It was funny when I first heard it and saw it. Just the face expression. It was just crazy. What's your thoughts on that? What's your thoughts? Come on, let me hear it.
That's crazy. I don't know what the hell he was talking about. What the hell he was saying. If you had nothing to say, just don't say nothing at all. Basically, right? If you had nothing to say, just don't say anything at all.
You know, it was a thing. It was
So
a
is
thing.
he just playing around, or
No, that's
is
him.
he really-
That's how he is.
He's actually bi, but that's that's not like a secret or anything. It's just like it's also funny though that he'll just like openly like start flirting with Funk Flex and making him feel as uncomfortable as humanly possible.
Crazy with it.
So that was Tyler the Creator of Funk Flex, but it was just crazy how he put the lyrics together, yo. Flex didn't know what to do, but the internet was going crazy. So I just said, if somebody came, I don't know how we would react to it. It would be like, what? Ah. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, Flex is known for just talking crazy anyway on the airways, so I guess it was just a taste of his own medicine in a way. It came out, but just off of that, he just got it was just crazy funny. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, next up on the news, I just wanted to touch on that. You know what I mean? Next up on the news, of course, we will talk about real quick Trump.
I just want to say.
Oh, hold on. Before we go into Trump, I gotta give a shout out to Bobby J.
Oh,
We got
yeah.
the summer classic.
Yeah.
It's out.
All right.
It just came out, and we're going to be playing it, and he's going to be coming in hopefully August 18th.
Make sure you hit him up in advance. Tell him August 18th. He's here.
Oh, absolutely,
All right,
absolutely.
Bobby J. Tell him on the camera too.
August 18th, Bobby J from Rockaway.
There you go. On the We Get Hype show.
We get hype.
So let's get into Trump. I know Taj.
What do you want to get?
Yo, first of all, let's talk about behind the scenes. Let's talk about behind the scenes. First of all, when I was in Virginia, I was riding all the way up to Virginia, right? And they pretty much kept me up because it's like a 6-hour ride, 7-hour ride, especially when you have no choice but to go to the Chesapeake Bridge, go get on that, and that's like an hour.
Yeah.
Being on that bridge. But before we even got there, my phone was pinging, ping, 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 while you know what I mean, like I have my directions, you know what I'm saying? I got the GPS going, and it kept going ping, ping, ping. And Taj and Dan is having a full-blown argument on politics, back and forth. I had to keep looking. That's what kept me awake. You know what I mean? The 5-hour shot didn't keep me awake. You know what I'm saying? The Red Bull didn't keep me awake. But the pinging of reading back and forth as I'm driving kept me awake. Ping, ping. And I was looking at Dan, and I'm like, yo, Dan is really serious. Like,
Dan was going in.
Dan was going in. He was not stopping. You were asleep, right, Destiny? Yeah, you were asleep that day?
I hope not, because I would have woke everybody up.
I was here. Oh, as a matter of fact, that day, okay, you're talking about another incident. So that really bugged me. The text message you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
I was in the middle of my sleep. And I normally sleep with my phone in the bed. I gotta stop that.
I don't know if they can hear you.
But my alerts were going off like, I think it was 100 times.
We did not go back and forth 100 times.
It was 100 bings.
I don't think it was that much.
I kid you not.
I'll say like 30. I'll say like 32.
Let me make it a little more accurate.
I don't know.
I woke up to
Just
it,
taking a guess.
went to sleep, and woke up to it again. That's how crazy it was.
It was pinging.
That-
But that was, you know
that
what?
was
Like
lit.
I told him, you know, and when I got to my destination, like I told him,
That was lit.
I said it was healthy. I loved it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
just being honest with each other, back and forth.
Yeah.
Let's talk about.
Yes.
Let's touch on it a little bit. I'm not gonna get too much into it, but let's just touch on it a little bit. I know the Mueller report. Okay, let me hear your views on it. We start with
Word.
Taj.
Well, all I have to say is there's no substantial evidence that the president did anything wrong. The Democrats, from my point of view, is now get to work. They've been on this for 3 years since he's been in office. We're paying them, they're getting a check, and they have done nothing for us but go after the president. We have so many other issues in this country that need to be addressed. It's time for them to go to work. I don't understand. All right, the report is out. There's no such thing as exonerating the president because you can't exonerate someone who is already found guilty, innocent. I was just explaining this to someone because I was listening to the whole testimony of the Mueller report, right? Of the Mueller testimony, and one of the Congress people he was explaining because they keep throwing this word around. It's not a legal term. Exoneration is not a legal term. Prosecutors present information, and
Right.
then that information is decided right upon. They don't make the decision.
Right. They only
They
assume guilt or not guilty.
Right. So now, if you are accused, you're in this country innocent until you're proven guilty. You don't have to prove your innocence. The person who is accusing you has to prove your guilt. So you're innocent from day one till the end. If they don't find anything, there's no such thing as exonerating the person. The person's just innocent. You understand what I'm saying? So, they like to throw these terms around and, oh, he's not impeachable because he's not, you can't put charges up against a sitting president, they're saying. But Mueller never said in his testimony, yay or nay. He left it up there. He left it for Barr to make that determination. And so we'll see what goes on from here on. We'll see if the government will get back to work
All
like
right,
they're
Dan.
supposed to.
Dan?
So I first of all, being somebody who is like neither Democrat nor Republican, I'm gonna say I agree with Taj a little bit. The pussyfooting and the show, the dog and pony show, as they like to use that term. Politicians love using that term, but they're the ones who are most responsible for it. The dog and pony show is over already. Get to work. Democrats haven't done anything of substantial nature as it is this entire time. That's not to say that things don't need to that things are going perfectly. Let's just say, in my opinion, the whole thing with the Mueller report really just sort of pulled back the veil and showed that Trump can be indicted. He is, he may or may not have committed a crime, but we can't even try him as a president. That's really the real
The obstruction of
justice. We can't.
Yes.
There has been found obstructions of justice. There have been found, links with Russian government, but it's not. Again, trigger words, collusion, things like that nature. It doesn't necessarily mean that one thing is to the other. I think that the fact that Donald Jr. Had been present in this entire thing, and apparently he had been giving money, or had been receiving money from WikiLeaks. It says to me that there's something amiss with this whole thing. There's something wrong with this whole thing. The fact
The
that
thing about it is, did he interfere with the investigation?
Well,
Also,
can I interject real quick?
yeah.
All right. First of all, they started the whole thing because of a dossier, right? It was a dossier. They used this dossier to present to the FISA court to get the warrants to surveil the Trump camp and Trump, right? Okay. The whole dossier is what they said, unverified. All the information that they initially used to start this whole Russian collusion thing, all that information is unverified. During the interview with Mueller, it was said that a lot of the information that was put into volume 2 of his report was news reports that were just regurgitated. News articles that was written by newspapers and articles in in our newspapers.
Right, but that still counts as research.
But they have research.
But
How is that research? The news doesn't even they don't even investigate anything.
Well, that's
they're told what to put out there.
That's kind of that's your opinion though. But okay. I think which you're entitled to. But I'm just saying that I think that the news
verification of the initial document that they used to start this whole thing in a nutshell, and that's what's being investigated now. Mueller made it very clear that the Inspector General right now. There's an investigation of how this all started, and if there is, fraudulent activities and a lot of those things made up, a lot of people are going to feel the heat.
Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you this. I look at this in a bigger way. So, basically, this was a detailed investigation, and it's like a roller coaster. So, if you don't have any money, if you're not in power, imagine the simple people throughout the United States that go through the court system and locked up, keep thrown away, easy as that, and that's it. So it opens my eyes in a bigger way. You know what I mean? So it says a lot about, do we have a fair system, the justice system? It opens up a big question mark. And then again, how do you trust these elected officials?
Right.
You know what I mean? How do you trust government? You know, something is, a president can't even be tried, if he was found guilty. Even that alone is crazy. But yet and still, you will throw the key, put someone in jail and throw away the key.
Without even investigating.
Without no, true investigation and just go on word.
Right.
Mind you, the news, let's just put it out there. The news attacked Trump, whatever. Put it all what Trump says is fake news. You know what? But guess what? What about the average person that's in the community? The news says, this one did this, this one did that. And then the people believe it without anyone going a bit further to investigate and see the truth.
Which is what the job of news people is supposed to be. They're supposed to investigate. They're supposed
to. But they pick and choose, right?
I don't think that. I don't think that they pick and choose. I think that they do investigate what they're sort of assigned to. What the thing is that I don't think that there is a level of trust anymore with people. I think that there is,
they don't go too
and
far
I think it also has something to do with the fact that we also live in a 24/7 news cycle. We expect the news to be right 100% of the time.
Yeah, but
historically,
costly.
I know, but historically it was not. It was never like that. We would find something out a week or month later, and then we would run to redaction. That's how the newspaper
but I'm just saying,
would work.
For the average person that's living here in America, they can't afford the opportunity like how Trump and a lot of these high politicians or people that's in Hollywood, the big wigs, how they get out of things.
Right. Well, they don't have the money or it's
so that says
or
a
legal.
Lot. So basically, you need money in order to.
But you're absolutely right.
To win some sort of justice.
I think there's
even a killer could get away.
I think there's a little
Unfortunately, we've seen that.
I think there's a shift happening though, because first of all, you have Epstein still out there, and.
Hey, he's not out there. Actually, he's actually in jail.
In jail. He's exposed.
So
that's what I mean.
I don't know if you heard this, but this was actually. I was just reading this the other day. He was found in his cell, beaten, and supposedly it was an attempt to take his own life. They're not sure if it was his own attempt or if he was actually
according to
manhandled.
His black book, I'm sure there's some people who like to.
Oh no, I'm sure there are as well, and allegedly, one of the people that were interviewed was a former cop who had been, obviously in prison for doing something wrong, and but supposedly he was one of his cellmates. They interviewed him, and apparently they're not sure as of yet what exactly went on, but
Well, I'll tell you, this was very interesting. They just put the law, passed a bill for the capital punishment to combat.
Yep.
To,
federal
yes,
system, yeah.
I thought it was quite interesting, especially with all the stuff that's about to come down the pipeline with a lot of folks who are
Well, we're going to wait and see with the pipeline. The next thing in the news I want to touch, Snaps, you got that? Got your Instagram going there right there? You got that Instagram going right there? Got to get all these cats. Everybody on Instagram listening? All y'all hip-hop artists, producers? I'm about to drop a bomb on you in a minute. We're gonna have some discussion on this one. You got it, Snaps?
It's coming.
Yeah, because I want everybody to hear. You know? Pay attention, open your eyes.
Yeah.
There you go. Snatch Cam is live right there. That's good. Destiny's live.
JJ.
Here go the next thing. And we're going to jump into this because we only have a few minutes, like 5 minutes or whatever.
Yes.
Let's talk about Trump again. So ASAP Rocky.
Yep.
Name Rakim.
Yep.
In fact, that's what Tyler Perry was talking about. Free Rakim, free Rakim. That's ASAP Rocky. He's locked up in Sweden. All right? He's going to go through trial. Trump put out a statement demanding the release of ASAP Rocky because the black community are very upset. He's an American. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, my thought is that here's the thing, man. You commit a crime in Sweden, you know, like if you hit a fan in Sweden and they arrest you in Sweden, don't be upset that you got arrested in Sweden. Part of me is also like, you got to think before you do things too, because to be perfectly honest with you, like how I've heard stories from artists, numerous artists
Did
who
you see the video first of all?
I've seen the video, I have, but I'm saying I've seen numerous artists who have been locked up overseas, and it happens, and it sucks. But it's also, you have to think before you act, and think a little bit extra, and take a little bit extra precaution when you're not in your home country or not in your home state. You always have to take a little extra precaution because you don't know exactly what the legal system is there.
Well, now we do.
Well, actually, we really don't. So here's the other thing. There's split reports from Sweden. So some people will... I know for a fact that Norway has one of the most reformed prison systems. So Sweden is right next to Norway. And there's a lot of people that say that Sweden has some very reformed prisons where they're very lax. They sort of let you walk around. They give you a desk, a television, access to the internet. And this is a prison. This is not some place where you would normally have access to internet and Wi-Fi and a desk and a table for you to write and do things.
But Sweden is not.
But Sweden is more reformed. Now, here's the other thing, though.
But hold on.
Hang on. But here's what Rocky's claiming. He's claiming that the jail that he's being held in is poor conditions.
Right. But all right. Let's go back to the video.
Okay.
The guy was following him.
Yeah.
Harassing him for blocks.
Right.
He talked to him.
Right.
I think he knocked the phone out of Rocky.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
Whatever. That's assault.
That's an aggravated assault.
That's assault.
Right.
He walked away.
Right.
Continued to walk up the blocks. Still talking to him. Now, I just got assaulted. So when you say you got to know what needs to be done in your, what the country that you're in, you have to know your surroundings or the laws. That's assault.
And
right?
even though that this guy's assaulting you, know that you're an American and that it's probably better to walk away from the situation.
Okay, so that's the point I'm making. The fact that he assaulted me and I still walked away and he still kept following me and putting pressure on me.
Wait till your security gets him.
Security was there. That's the one.
That's what I'm saying. Wait till they get him. Tell him to push him off. You know what I mean?
He did do that in the video. He pushed him off and he kept following for blocks, following. It was just until a lady that the kid assaulted the citizen of Sweden, a female. That's when they reacted because the kid went too far.
Right.
My point again. They're not fair, but I wanted to say this, right? And I'm talking to a lot of y'all hip-hop artists, and y'all got to really pay attention to this. we're comfortable in the environment that we're in, we grew up in. When it comes to black artists, right? When you go to these different countries, you see when they watch television, the internet, all people see, and I'm talking about even in our own country, all they see when it comes to a black person is negativity. Shooting, stabbing, rape, jumping.
No, you're absolutely right.
People, and they constantly keep seeing it over and over. And one of the sites, right, that of course I watch because I like anything that's hot that comes up that I might have missed, I go into the site. WorldStar, they promote that even more.
Yeah.
All black negativity. Nothing really positive. It's either fighting, spitting in food, stabbing, or whatever the case may be. So now the perception, the stereotype, this is what follows you when you go into these countries. So they automatically assume. Let me tell you something. I have some friends that go to China, right? He's a police officer, retired. He does, imports, export, all that stuff. When he walks the street, China stops him so many times in a day. It's unbelievable. He has to literally walk with his passport because they automatically think that he's a terrorist. And they stop him.
That's messed up.
Another person I know is the same way. Being that he's black, they stop. So in these countries, you have to, as an artist, you have to be careful. But not only that, think about in America. When you go places, you go to restaurants and you wonder why you're not treated fairly. Or you might not get the proper food. You might think you have some great food, but it might be some food that was slapped around in the garbage can before you got it. They just put it on the side because they didn't want to be wasteful. They say, when the next black person come in and we feed it to them because they dogs, savages. Because that's what they see when they look at the videos. So when it comes to y'all hip-hop artists, y'all got to look at the bigger picture. We so comfortable in our environment that we think everything is safe and cool until it's time for you to travel and go out of your environment. Then what? All right? So you got to look at the bigger picture.
And that's the other thing, too. People, when you're out of your element, people will test you.
Right.
People will put you, try and test your metal for some reason or another. And there's no reason behind it. There really isn't. The person who was assaulting Rocky should have been the one who was in jail. Yes, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately.
But that's
it is a double standard.
And you're a
yeah.
So anyway,
yeah.
Unfortunately,
it is.
Our time is up. Thanks a lot for everybody tuning into the We Get Hype show. You got Dan, you got Taj, DJ Destiny, you got Snaz Cam that's in the building. Yours truly, Ozzy Hype. Thanks a lot for everybody tuning in. Roxanne, shout out to her, owner of Beatbox Radio.
Yeah.
Each and every Sunday, the We Get Hype show, 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. And we out.